I rise with a heavy heart. When I walked into this Senate some 20 years ago, and I watched this man preside, and I watched him conduct himself, as always, a gentleman, as always, a man that wanted to do the right thing, and we disagreed plenty along the way, as he knows, because I've pretty much told him how I felt from time to time, and he's been very gracious to me. But I now realize the significance of sitting between these two men right now, Senator Henry and Governor Wilder. And I apologize to you, Governor Ramsey, for calling him that, but he's still Governor Wilder to me, and I call him that on a lot of occasions. This has been a long road for you, and in my opinion, and on behalf of the Democratic caucus, we won't fully appreciate you till many years down the road when we realize what a significance you made to the state of Tennessee. Sir, you have been a giant, a real giant, a giant that stood tall, and because you were willing to commit, because you didn't get rattled when the media got all excited, and because you were the calm among the storm, as you have said to us from time to time, individually and collectively, you've made a real difference.
I can share with you not so much politically how he's helped me as a person, but much more how he's helped me as an individual. As I said, not politically is what I'm trying to say. How many times have we heard the man say to us, there's two forces in this life, positive and negative. He always wanted us to be positive. Always talked of us to be constructive, not destructive. He's helped me in so many ways, and I say this as a man to another man, that there are times that I wanted to retaliate against members of this body in ways, and I had the ammunition, and I thought the reason for doing so. But John Wilder's way was not to be destructive nor to be negative. Even though at that moment I thought, no, I want to get back, his way was the right way, and I know that now. There are times I've been talking with my family about issues and things in their lives, and they tell me what they want to do and how they would handle things. And had it not been for the insight and the love and compassion of John Shelton Wilder, I may have advised them to go ahead and do what you want to do. But Speaker Wilder, I did not. I told them to be positive with these people, to be constructive, not negative. So, to Speaker Wilder, I would say to you, you've helped me more as a person than anything politics could ever do for me. You've been the father when I needed one. You've been a mentor when I needed one. You've been a listener when I needed one. You know, I thank God for you. Who knows what the future holds for any of us here, but I know my life and I know this body and this state is better for John Shelton Wilder have been on this path. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
At 32 years old, barely 3 years constitutionally eligible to serve in this chamber, in my first week, he gave me an opportunity. He gave me an opportunity to serve as the Senate Education Chair, to work with each member of this body and with him and our stakeholders in education around the state, families, teachers, and children, And we have done great work in these 4 years. This body has done great work in the many years you led this body and have served in this body. And I personally thank you for the opportunity that you've given me. And it has enriched me as a public servant, no doubt. But it's also enriched me as an individual, and I thank you.
Lieutenant Governor, I can remember walking down the hall, I think it was my first week in the Senate, and I was a little upset over an issue back in Knoxville, and you said, I can't quite imitate you, but I'll try, and you said, "Boy, what's wrong?" And I said, "Governor Wilder," I said, "we're trying to put a statue up honoring a Marine on UT's campus, and UT won't let me do it." And you said, "Well, why do you want to put a statue up?" And I said, "Well, this man was actually the Commandant of the Marine Corps, and he went to UT Law School, and he was heavily decorated. And UT said they had a policy about not putting up statues." And you said, "Well, that's okay." And I said, "Yeah, but last week they put a statue up for the 21 dogs that died on Guam." And you said to me, and you turned to Pat and said, "Pat, get this boy a statue." And it was a tight budget year, and miraculously UT found the revenue to put that statue up. And at that thing there was probably 20 or so old Marines, my dad being one of them, of course. And the university found it in their heart. They had the pep band out there. They had a reception, cake, and it was something else. They thought the president was coming in down there. And I doubt it had much to do with who the senator was from the 7th Senatorial District. I can tell you that. But that always is, every time I drive down Cumberland Avenue, I look over at that statue, and I hope someday that they have a statue of you somewhere, and I hope you're around to enjoy it. I suspect you will be. God bless you, Governor Wilder. Thank you.
Everybody walks in this room a star. The first day you're a senator, you are the best you'll ever be. People don't remember how you walk in this room. They remember how you walk out. And John Wilder, you're walking out our friend, our leader, and a good man. Thank you, sir.
I may be one of the only ones, Senator Tracy and I in the chamber, who've actually been a constituent of Governor Wilder for a number of years. I forget what year exactly you came in, Governor Wilder, but for most all of my formative educational years in Hardin County, the only person I knew of state senator was John Wilder.
Saying that truly great men are men that make every other man feel great. And Governor Wilder, what I always appreciated about you is at every opportunity, not just me, but everybody else, when you would see them, you would turn and say, "You're good. You're making a difference." And periodically throughout the year, my phone would ring at home, and you would go, "This is John Wilder. I just called to tell you you're good. You're making a difference." And he did y'all too. Democrat, Republican, and you're a great man and a great leader, but you went out of your way to make everyone else feel great. And I appreciate you, and we're going to miss you, Governor.
Senator Stanley said, growing up, you were really the only state senator I ever knew was John Wilder.
I was sworn in and took my oath on January 5th on a Saturday night in McMinnville, Tennessee. And it was a highly charged and emotional ceremony and a very fulfilling experience for me. But when I got down here and Governor Wilder, as he's done to several of you, he laid his hands on me, and you know what I'm talking about, laying both hands on your shoulders. I was then ordained as senator.
You know, when I first came up here, Governor Wilder, I came to you and you told me always, before you vote, put Tennessee first. And I have always done that. Every time I put my finger on that button, I always think of those words that you said to me. But you know, Governor Wilder, many times in 6 years I've been here, and probably prior to that, he would speak of the cosmos. And for those who are not in the Masonic order, I have traveled those same footsteps through the Masonic order. And those principles of the order is built upon the foundation that started at King Solomon's temple, which all comes straight out of the Bible and is related to God, who is the cosmos. He rules the universe. And Governor Wilder, I know that what has made you the leader by your faith and what has led this state for the past 40 years. And I'm so thankful to have known you and to have followed with that common thread that we share together. And I thank you for your leadership in the state.